Hi, fifth grade. It's Miss Eller. Today we are going to look at patterns in relationships with numbers. So as we get started today, I want you to think about ways we can solve the following problem. So let's check it out.
How can you solve problems involving numerical patterns? Think about this question during the lesson. Lindsay has a sage plant that is 3.5 inches tall. She also has a rosemary plant that is 5 and 2/10 inch tall. Both plants grow 1.5 inches taller each week. How tall will the plant be after 5 weeks? What is the relationship between the heights of the plants?
So as we look at this problem, we need to know that Lindsay has two plants, a sage plant and a rosemary plant. The sage plant starts off at 3.5 inches tall, and the rosemary plant is 5 and 2/10 inches tall. Both plants are going to grow at the same rate, and that's going to be at 1.5 inches taller each week. So the question we want to answer is, how tall will the plants be after 5 weeks? I want you to think to yourself, pause the video if you need to. What are ways we could solve this problem? Let's see how they decide to solve.
All right, you can model by creating tables to identify relationships between corresponding terms in the number sequence.
Okay, so they chose to solve this by using a table. So we have on our table, we have an input number and we have an output number. So you can see that they've started with the sage plant. The starting height is 3.5 inches. So after 1 week, how can we find out the next height of the plant?
How can tables help you solve? Tables make it easier to compare the heights of the plants after each week and to see relationships. How can you find the height of Lindsay's sage plant after 1 week?
So what do we need to do to help her find the height of the sage plant after 1 week and then the corresponding weeks? How does this table, the input and the output, help us solve?
We're going to add 3.5 plus 1.5 to
So we
make
would
5.
just add the height that it grew each week, which was 1.5 inches. So 3.5 plus 1.5 equals 5. We will continue doing that same thing for the following weeks. Watch as they show you.
What is the height of Lindsay's sage plant after 2 weeks?
Okay, so we're going to let you pause the video and see if you can figure out the second week. Is it 6.5 inches, 7 inches, 8.5, or 10 inches? What do you do to the 5 inches that it grew after week 1? If you said you add another 1.5 inches to the 5 inches, you are correct. You get 6.5 inches.
See if you were able to fill in the chart all on your own. When you go to Google Classroom, you will see a Google Doc that you will finish filling in the charts and answer questions. Good luck and reference this video if you need any help.